I'm Thupten Semke, and I wanted to share some further thoughts on the verse that Venerable was working on the other day, the teaching she was giving. And it was, may all beings be unimpeded in seeing all the Buddhas when seeing someone meet a representation of the Buddha. And so what came up for me is when I first met the Buddha Dharma, I had some difficulty in relating to the statues and the pictures and the tankas. I'd come from a Catholic tradition, and so the relationship to what the statues represent is, in my mind, very, very different than the way that the Buddha Dharma suggests that you have a relationship to the representations of the Buddha. So I wanted to find a way in which, how could I have a relationship to this wonderful, amazing person, because I loved the Dharma, but I couldn't connect to the Buddha, is that I went about and I tried to read as much as I could about his life. And there are some wonderful books out in the world, some of them that are very historical for all the information that they can gather, which isn't a lot. There were some that were more symbolic. There were some that sounded a little bit like parables, but they had some elements of truth in them. And then, of course, the sutras, which are all of the teachings that he gave during the second part of his life. And so through the course of reading over these books and thinking about his life, one of the qualities about the Buddha that has really inspired me and has changed my relationship to him on a personal level is that when I started reading the sutras, I was so blown away by his capacity to relate to each and every being that he met, whether it was a king, whether it was a murderer, whether it was a Brahmin, a woman grieving for her child. He met all of those beings exactly where they were. And because he had awakened this omniscient mind, some of the powers that come into play when one attains this awakened omniscient mind is that you are able to see simultaneously when meeting every living being, you see all the causes and conditions that brought them to that point in time with you. You understand the elements of their deepest aspirations and wishes. You know very intimately the capacity that they have as well as their dispositions. And so here you are meeting this living being and you have all this information that simultaneously arises in your mind. So you're going to be able to perfectly benefit them. You're going to be able to give them just exactly what they need in that moment. And if they can't receive it in that moment, it will make very, very strong karmic imprints to be able to benefit them in the future. So considering that, when I look at my daily interactions with the people in the community here and with my teacher and in difficult situations, a lot of the times I come out of these and go, that went really well, Semke. You know, or what were you thinking? So unskillful and just making matters worse and not communicating clearly. So when I think about the Buddha and about this particular quality of skillful means, I get very, very inspired. Because eventually, through practicing the Dharma and being very patient with myself and very compassionate, I will be able to cultivate this wonderful quality little by little, so that not only will I be able to benefit, but every living being who comes into contact with me will be able to receive also benefit. So they will also be unimpeded in seeing the Buddha when they see any representation of the Buddha. So this has been very inspiring for me, this particular quality of the Buddha, and has helped me to relate to the qualities that arise when I look at a statue, when I look at a painting, or I look at a tanka.